Thursday, December 9th, and then we're going to learn things about trees.
That was so fun. You got those?
Well, let's see. Home children, we're just going to be going, it should be a fairly quick video. We're going to try and help you guys out because we have a quiz tomorrow, and I'm going to try and cover a poem and make you smarticle. Also, good job surviving NWEA. Hopefully your brains did not melt too much. This is not on the handout in front of you. This is on the new one you got yesterday. So this is the poem that tomorrow's quiz is going to be partly over. So I'm just reminding you so that when you show up tomorrow, you don't freak out and yell at me and tell you I did not tell you. This is me telling you. Hopefully at the end of class, we're going to have time to cover this also. Haiku are going to be on the poem tomorrow too. Haiku, if you're not familiar with them and don't hate small tiny poems, they're on your handout. If you flip it to like the front side, the little thing on there that says haiku. They're short poems. They're 3 lines. Every single one of them are always 3 lines. You have to count syllables like a little monkey. How many syllables are? It's that kind of thing. If it confuses you, it tells you all about them on there to try and help you out. I can also send you a video on Remind that explains more about it, but haiku will be on there too. But hopefully we're going to get to haiku at the end of class. The Don't Be an Idiom homework. Do you guys have questions as far as this thing goes? I didn't. By the way, of the kids who have shown me theirs so far, there have been issues, but it's the same issues we have with everything I give you.
Directions.
So just letting you know, if you follow the directions, you should be okay. If you don't follow the directions, congratulations, you're one of the many kids who have come and tried to turn it in already. So just trying to help you out from there. All right, let's learn. Did we start this poem with you guys yesterday, the ingest one?
Yes.
So I wasn't sure if we got very far or even got a chance to read it to you.
We finished turtle yesterday.
So with this one then, this is the poem I want to go through and read with you. It is a weird poem, and it's going to be confusing, and then we're going to discuss it, and it's going to get really easy. And you're going to go, oh my God, that was so simple. And I'm so proud of you, and we're going to bond. So, did we pick people to read it yet yesterday? Yeah. So we're going to split it into 2 halves, stanzas 1, 2, 3, 4, and then stanzas the rest of them. All right, so Ray, apparently you're really excited for stanzas 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
We'll give that to you.
Wait, all of them?
All 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Okay. I know, Serena. That's why I was getting ready to call on you, and then you yelled at me. So now I have to call on Anthony. If you'd had patience, why? Oh, never mind. We'll go back to Serena then. You got lucky. I was going to have to torture you. We'll give you 5 through 9 on that one. All right. What's up, Deb? We're out of. That's all I have. It's just those. It wasn't a very long poem. Hi, Leela.
I feel like I'm being forgotten. Because yesterday
you
said
told
I
me
could
too.
read.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Did you remind me? I apologize.
Yes, I read you several times.
Then Serena, you'll have to wait.
No, it's
Well,
fine. She can
you
read.
told
She
me
can
too,
read.
actually. Yeah, you did. Cause
I don't remember that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said they
you told
both.
Miles.
Then I apologize.
You said
See,
both of them
just
were
gotta
your
remind
It's
me.
fine,
Mine
Serena
kids.
can read.
Do you want to take the first half? We'll steal it from Ray.
No,
She'll be okay with it.
No, I'll just make it a point.
Okay. That I'm old and forgetful and you're trying to make me cry?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'll cry later. That's some good butt.
What the live, man?
Alright. Stanzas 1 through 4.
So, okay.
So okay.
In just spring, when the world is
Luscious.
What?
Luscious.
That says mud luscious.
But luscious.
Okay.
Okay.
In just spring, when the world is mud luscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far and wee. Did I say that wrong?
Mm-hmm. You good.
I said it
No,
wrong.
you said it right. You're good.
Okay. And Eddie and Bill
Eddie and Bill. You're good.
come running for marbles and
Piracies.
piracies,
Yeah.
and it's spring. When the world is puddle wonderful.
Second half.
Okay.
Okay.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. The queer old balloon man whistles far and wee, and Betty Isabel come dancing. From hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee.
Nicely done. So I'm going to read it. Now, they're doing a good job. Here's the things I want you to look for. Season, characters. Look for those 2 things to start with as I go through and read. Ready? In just spring, when the world is mud luscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far and wee. And Eddie and Bill come running from marbles and piracies, and it's spring when the world is puddle wonderful. The queer old balloon man whistles far and wee, and Betty and Isabel come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee.
That's how you're supposed to read that?
That's why I have you guys read it first, that way you don't feel the pressure of trying to imitate it after me, but you guys are supposed to. So before we do it, here are the questions I'm going to see if you guys would be able to answer without me teaching it to you.
Spring.
So I'm not going to have you answer them now, but if you feel strong as I go through there, so you know how many of you feel you would know, what season does it take place?
Spring.
Without telling me out loud, just see which ones you guys know. Who is the main character? What is wrong with the main character? How is he getting people towards him to buy stuff? What is piracies? What are Eddie and Bill? What are Betty and Isabel?
Captain Jack Sparrow.
What does goat feet mean? And what current connection is there with the poem? Those are the things, if you can't answer them now, you're going to be able to answer these in just a moment. Step 1, what season does it take place?
Spring.
Where's your evidence?
Can I write this?
And no,
It's
spring.
Yeah, you're welcome to write down any of it if you want to. So here's the thing, with it being in spring, we can also tell what part of spring. Beginning, middle, or end.
Beginning.
How do you know?
It's
There
Modelicious.
you go. So, if this was my little timeline thing, and here's where spring begins, what season comes before spring?
Winter.
What's on the ground in winter?
Snow.
What happens to the
It
snow
melts,
when
it
we get
gets
to
muddy.
There you go. So, and the idea of mud luscious means like really enjoying it. So, use your imagination. If you were small children and you had to spend the whole winter time trapped inside, and then finally you have nice warm days and you get to go outside even though it's raining, and your parents say, hey, be careful, it's muddy outside, don't play in the mud, and you're a small child, what are you going to do?
Not playing the
So same thing, like these little children, by the way, those are not my children, those are internet children. I just Googled muddy babies and that one popped up.
What?
And so the idea is you go out there and you just start playing in the mud and enjoying it, and you're like, oh, thank goodness I'm outside, even though my parents told me not to play in the mud. Parents. And you go out there and you play in the mud and enjoy yourself. So beginning of spring, the world is, snow is melting, mud's everywhere, kids are excited to be outside. That's where we're starting from. Who is our main character?
Balloon Man.
Do you know what a balloon man is?
The guy that creates balloons.
He sells balloons.
Nicely done. So if you go to like, apparently you really like balloons. You go like theme parks will have them, or amusement parks, or the clowns and sewers and stuff. And so they're the people that go around and sell balloons at the big. There was a Disney movie where it was all the main character was a balloon man. Nicely done. He was the balloon man. That's how he got all the balloons to lift the house up. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's-
that came out on my
Now it was only in like the very beginning of it when he was like talking about his wife, and his wife died, and he worked at the zoo. And that's where he was the balloon man.
That's such a
That's
bad
the balloon man. So here's our balloon man, and so from there he is going around selling balloons. It also tells us the balloon man is lame. This is a word that has changed definition over time. Nowadays, when you guys say something is lame, it's when you make fun of your parents for going to bed like at 8 on a Friday, and you're like, oh my God, my parents are so lame. Or when your dad shows up wearing like the white socks to his knees and sandals, he's like, I want to walk you into the school. He's like, oh my God, you're so lame. That's the current definition of lame. It's not the original definition of
Oh
lame.
yeah, lame means cool.
Cool.
Joseph
Does that mean you like can't walk or something?
is correct. It means broken in some way. So we have lame kids here at school. Now, don't have, yeah, he's in my English class. Not that kid. But lame is when you see the kid in the hallway with the Mr. Maroof right now is lame. The guidance counselor that's on the crutch.
Hargan is.
So you should walk up to Hargan Dial is also lame. So you can walk up to Mr. Maroof and go, Mr. Maroof, you are so lame. You're like, what? Like, you're crippled.
No, that's not.
Yeah, see, and then you can sass him, and he can't get mad at you because legally, you're correct. He is
But he
lame.
can chase you around school like he did to me.
Yeah, in a circle. He's only got one leg.
He can walk perfectly fine.
So, what it means here with our balloon man is that one leg of his is probably slightly broken, or he's kind of off in some way, probably walks with a cane or a limp or has some kind of issue to him, something along those lines. Again, this is the part where I'm not calling on you, not me, I have to get through things first. Then he needs to sell the balloons. So how does he get the kids to come to him?
Balloons.
Mud.
Whistling. Where's your evidence?
It says whistle.
There you go. So that's his way of getting the kids to come to him to buy the balloons, is him whistling. Now, during this, when this poem was written, it was before social media and streaming services, and kids outside had very little fun things to do. So seeing a guy selling balloons was super exciting. So if you were hanging out with your friend and the balloon man showed up and he was down to only one red balloon, and you wanted the red balloon, but your friend was a jerk and they were going to take the red balloon, then you would throw an elbow and he's like, "That's my red balloon!" And you throw an elbow into his face. So this, Eddie and Bill, is two kids. The two kids' names are
Eddie and
Eddie
Bill.
and
Why do you
Bill.
do it like that?
The idea being is that they are fighting each other, running up to go buy the balloons, so they become sort of smashed into one person. Because they go run. I'll show you in a second.
This is
Before I
so
do that,
weird, bro.
let me do. You guys know what marbles are?
Yeah.
For those of you who have watched Squid Game?
Yeah.
Okay, that's, who would have thought that thing would educate you also? So marbles, the whole thing like that, you can flick them. Hopefully no one dies at the end of your game. Piracies? Hero?
Isn't it like a crime?
Pirates of the
Like a
Caribbean.
what?
A crime?
It
Black
can
pearl.
be. That's not, they're not practicing crime, but maybe on your weekends we're trying not to project too much. Anthony? Closer-ish, more pretendery.
Stealing some behind the back.
Pirates of the Netherlands.
I said that.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I said the beginning.
So that's what they're pretending to do, is they're just going out doing make-believe, like instead of doing like cowboys and Indians, or they're just playing at pirates. And you have, this is Eddie and Bill. Eddie and Bill are out there playing at pirates and playing at marbles, and the balloon man shows up and they get super excited. They go running up there and they're punching each other like, "It's my red balloon!" And they go running up to them and go buy the balloon as fast as they can.
Dang.
Lillian, here you go.
They want that balloon.
I thought when the question was what is wrong with him.
Yeah, no, hold on that thought. So then we jump to our next part, where it says, who's our main character?
The balloon man.
So here's where it says, the queer old balloon man. This is another word that has changed over time. Now this word has been adopted by the LGBTQ community. That's what the Q in LGBTQ plus means, is the Q means queer. But originally that's not what it meant. It had a different meaning. Not gay, happy, that was the happy and gay went together. Queer was a different one. Kira?
It means weird.
Yeah. It just meant weird, different, strange, not like everything else. So if you liked someone of the same gender, they were like, oh, that's different, or weird, or queer. They didn't originally mean it as an insult. It just meant that you were different from other people. So here when they call him queer, it's not connected to LGBTQ. It just means that he's odd, weird, different, strange in some way. So that's where the queer comes into there. So now that you've learned about Eddie and Bill, what is this? So what would be the two names? There you go, Betty and Isabel. From there, do you guys know what hopscotch is?
Yeah.
I think, again, Squid Games, I think the glass at the end, when they were supposed to jump back and forth, I think that was supposed to be their version of hopscotch.
Yeah.
Because hopscotch was the little thing with those squares you jump back and forth, so I think that was like their connection on that one. Because they were all supposed to be the different kid games.
It's not Squid Games. Isabel.
So I think that Isabel is supposed to be short for like Isabella. They just sort of smashed into one thing to make Isabel. And then, so you have, I tried to Google girls running and fighting, and apparently Google does not have a lot of images of girls running and fighting. So this one popped up and I was like, adorable. So that's going to be our Betty and Isabel. They're also running and fighting each other because they both want to get the purple balloon because purple's the bomb. And they're running over there to go buy that balloon. Then we get to this thing, goat-footed, which does not connect to him being queer or lame. It connects to Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, there is a creature that is
one guy.
Bigfoot.
It's that one guy.
half man,
Half
A satyr.
A satyr.
That one gone.
This guy.
Scimitar.
So if you saw, there's a Hercules
That's the guy
cartoon.
from Avatar.
He's one that trains Hercules in the Narnia. The one you go through there. Mr. Phil, I think his name is on the other side.
Phil.
And then the same thing in Percy Jackson. He was the friend that. So they show up in all kinds of things. The original story. I'm going to tell you guys a quick short story here. Original Pan was a god from Greek mythology. His job was to protect the woods where the animals lived, like really big woods. And his job was to keep humans out so that his animal friends would be safe. But he himself was non-violent. So he would not try to hurt humans himself, but he had to protect his animal friends. So he had a god create these things called panpipes. And they were magical pipes that would hypnotize humans. And if you heard them, then you would become hypnotized and under a spell. So what he would do is whenever a hunter came into the woods where he is protecting, he would start playing his little pipes, tweedly, 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 tweed. And if you heard them, you became hypnotized. And then he would lead you deep into the woods. Tweedly, tweedly, tweedly. And you would just sort of follow along behind him. Once he led you far enough into the woods, he would then stop, tweedly, and you would wake up, and then he would disappear into the trees, and then he would let other animals attack you. He would send like a bear or a wolf or angry chipmunks or something like that, and they would then take you down. And so whenever people disappeared in the woods, they assumed it was because of him. Lillian?
I know about these things. They're real things. They don't put people to sleep. They're called pen flutes. I'm gonna get one and I'm gonna play it.
That's
But
cool.
I learned them from the stupid game, and they go by the same name and they do the exact same thing. They put people to sleep.
Good connection, yeah, same idea. Yeah,
Why don't they just close their ears?
you could.
We would just.
But by the time you heard it, it was too late. But I guess if you went in there with your ears clogged, I'm sure that's not probably good hunting either. Ray?
Did you say at the beginning that it was related to the movie of Narnia?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So here becomes our question. They're referring to the balloon man as being goat-footed as our illusion and connection.
I know.
Why are they referring and making the connection between him and that? Logan?
Because his foot is like goat-footed. It looks like a goat's foot.
I like how confident you are.
just-
Slightly
you
off
just-
though.
I
Has
get it,
nothing
I
to do with
get
the
it.
feet on that one. Ani? No, but again, you almost sounded confident on that one. It has to go closer to the story and what happens in the story.
I get it so much, I swear.
Serena?
It's because his whistle brings in kids.
There
That's
you
what I was
go.
gonna say.
The idea that the whistling brought the kids in, just like with the pan flute, kids can't resist it, just like humans could not resist it.
And he's half
So
balloon
that's
and
been
half
goat-footed
man.
with your connection.
Half balloon.
Now here is your toughest thing we're going to do.
He's half balloon, half
I'm
man.
going to describe a thing, and you're going to have to work really hard to not yell out what this thing is.
Oh my
Ready?
gosh. That's a fun game.
I know.
Squid game. Why?
This poem, one of the reasons I like it, is it connects to today. And the fact is, this poem describes something that kids experience now. Not the balloon man, but another guy who oftentimes is sometimes kind of weird or creepy or different, travels around neighborhoods playing music. And when kids hear the music, they come running up to this person to try and throw money at him, to try and purchase the things that he is going around and selling. And when kids hear it, they can't resist it. That thing being...
Ice cream!
So, the ice cream
Ice
man.
cream.
When you look at the poem,
Ice cream.
and everything that happens in the poem, it connects back to an ice cream man. The idea of this guy who might be slightly weird or creepy or different, and the kids can't resist it, and the music brings them in. All of those things connect to the balloon man and the ice cream man.
Ice cream.
Those questions I showed you at the start, what season does it take place?
Spring.
Who's the main character?
Balloon.
What is wrong with the balloon man?
He's
Criminal in some way. How does he bring people towards him? Whistling. What is piracies?
Pirates.
What are Eddie and Bill?
People.
And Betty and Isabel?
People.
What does goat feet mean?
He lures them in with
The whistle, luring.
And how does it connect with the current world?
Ice cream.
Told you, by the time we got done, you would completely understand.
I'm proud of myself.
Mr. Bovia, does he own a white van?
So then, for those of you who have not seen haiku before,
1970s.
just to touch on them real quick, that's what a haiku looks like. So there are always going to be 3 lines. That's a haiku. That's a haiku. That's a haiku. So each one is a single haiku.
Okay.
Where you have 5 syllables. Little piggies are, and then 7 syllables. Rolling around in the mud, and then 5 syllables. I hear the oinking. So 5, 7, 5. They should be about nature in some way. All together, they're going to be about one total thing. That's all the information I have for you. Tomorrow, we take a quiz.